Would you like to receive $300 a month from the IRS just because you have a child under the age of 6? That's a proposal. I've got those details coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I am the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, they're talking about enhancing the child tax credit and yes, sending it to people in advance to help them get out of poverty, believe it or not. So this is actually part of the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill that, they're still talking about. It's not been passed yet. I would have thought for sure, since the election, I'd have thought for sure they'd have this thing passed immediately once Biden takes office, and we're still monkeying around with it. But here's the deal. They are talking about within the $1.9 trillion plan, they're talking about expanding the child tax credit, and then another bill has come forward to talk about taking that expanded child tax credit and sending it to people in advance on a monthly basis. What are those details? So here's the thing. Child tax credit, here's how it currently works. If you have a child that is younger than age 17, okay, any year that they're 16 and younger, as long as your income for a married couple, your adjusted gross income is below $400,000, then you get $2,000 as a child tax credit for every child, again, under the age of 17, that is one of your dependents, okay? And of that, if you don't have enough tax, so say you have a lot of deductions or you don't have much taxable income or whatever, then up to 70% of your child tax credit is refundable, meaning it can be completely refunded to you even if you don't have enough federal tax to offset it. Okay, so that's how it works right now. It's $2,000 for a child up to age 17, and 70% is refundable. Now, I want to remind you, this was $1,000. The child tax credit was $1,000, and it was completely refundable. But then the Trump tax laws moved it from $1,000 to $2,000 and moved the income threshold, which used to be limited around $110,000, moved that adjusted gross income up to $400,000. So that's the background. That's everything you needed to know. Now, what's the proposal? Democrats and President Joe Biden are proposing in the $1.9 trillion stimulus bill that the child tax credit doesn't stay at $2,000. It actually gets split into two different sections, child tax credit. For children age just born to age 6, $3,600. Instead of $2,000, $3,600 for kids 0 to under age 6, okay? And then from age 6 until age 17, that's right, not until age 16, until age 17, it'd be $3,000. So instead of $2,000, it would go from $2,000 to $3,600 for kids under age 6, and then it would go from $2,000 to $3,000 from age 6 all the way to age 17. So as long as they're 17 or younger, they would get this enhanced child tax credit. So that would be huge right now in the $1.9 trillion bill. My understanding is the language is this would just be a change for 2021. It wouldn't extend it and make it a permanent feature. And this is important because apparently the economists came out and said, listen, if we do this, if we expand the child tax credit in this way, it could lift millions of people out of poverty. But obviously that report falls flat because it's just around for 1 year. It would lift people out of poverty for a year and then they'd fall right back into it. So I wonder, as this thing gets momentum, if they would try to make this a permanent change to the child tax credit. So don't go out and spend it just yet. And it wouldn't be on your 2020 tax return that you're filing right now. This would be 2021, or excuse me, this wouldn't be on your 2020 tax return that you're filing right now. It'd be on your 2021 tax return that you'd be filing a year from now. Well, wait a second. Well, people through this pandemic, they're struggling right now. Is there more that we could do? If they're talking about expanding this tax credit, is there more that we could do to give people the money right now? Well, that's what some other politicians have proposed in a new bill. And they have said, listen, if you qualify, let's have your child tax credit paid out to you in advance every single month. So instead of it showing up as a tax credit, giving you a big payday when you get your taxes done, why don't we set it up so that you collect it on a monthly basis? $300 per month for kids under 60, or under 60, for kids under 6, and $250 a month for kids ages 6 to 17. Pretty big deal. That'd be pretty sweet. That could help people immediately. And if they extended it, not saying that they should, but if they extended it, could maybe make a meaningful and more permanent case for lifting people out of poverty. Here's the challenge. The folks are saying at the IRS, listen, we're not going to be set up in order to give people the advance of this credit until maybe July, second half of this year. And if this thing is only going to be a 2021 tax benefit, to spend all the time and money and energy to get it set up by July or this summer, just to have it go away a few months later, that might be a waste of resources. Plus, you've got all sorts of issues. If you're going to pay this in advance, what happens to couples when they get divorced? Well, who gets it, right? What happens, what happens when you have the birth of a child? What happens right now? The IRS does not know what someone's date of birth is. So what happens when someone moves from age 5 to age 6? Has someone been receiving the $300 a month when it should drop to $250, and how's the IRS going to claw back those taxes? What happens when someone is age 17 and they turn 18, and how do they claw all that money back? So for them to set this up and have it take until July at the earliest, just to benefit folks for a couple months and then go away, to me, I have some big questions before this would be able to be turned into a monthly source of income for folks. They've got to figure a whole bunch of stuff out. And in my opinion, it wouldn't make sense to figure this out unless they make this a more permanent feature, this expanded child tax credit. But look at me. I'm getting ahead of myself. We're talking about making it more permanent. Well, it hasn't even happened yet. So they've got to pass this law. They've got to pass the stimulus. By the way, the expanded amount from $2,000 to $3,600 or to $3,000, that would have a phase out. You're eligible for the $3,600 or the $3,000 if your income, and we'll post it on the screen right now, but if your income for a married couple is $150,000 or below. And then as you start making more than $150,000, it gets phased out, it gets phased out, it gets phased out. But you'd still get the $2,000. It would drop from the $3,000 or $3,600, slowly dropping down to that $2,000, the current child tax credit level, all the way until adjusted gross income of $400,000 for a married couple. You can see it here if you're single or head of household. Check it out in the description below. I've got a link to all the details about the new plan. So will they pass it? I actually think they will. Will they turn it into a monthly income stream? I actually think they won't, but we'll see how this ages. If you have those kiddos, let me just remind you, make sure you're planning for this with your CPA and your certified financial planner. I will tell you, I've got 3 kiddos of my own. This child tax credit does not offset the cost of raising your kids. So don't go out there and think, well, I'll make money if I go out and have kids. Yes, it will give you a little bit of tax credit, but it's going to cost you a whole lot more in diapers and stress and all that sort of stuff. So, and love, I should say that, and love for those kids. So work with your certified financial planner and your CPA. I mean, this might make you adjust your tax withholding, some other things. So work with your CFP and your CPA on that. If you don't have one, you can contact them on my team. We've got a full team of CPAs and CFPs. Find us online, korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with a K. wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or just give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.